The first time is
Ren Multamäki. Hello, I'm from Dragondyne Productions and I'm really proud to be the first in Hans's this year's stream.
thank you. Okay, can you introduce your new games and your company?
Yes, Dragondome Productions is a Finnish company, but our teams are very international. We have people from all over the world, and if you feel like being part of something nice for game production, you can always contact us and become part of our team. We do a couple of games every year.
Yeah.
Thematic games and trick-taking games. Today we are talking about trick-taking game.
Then, can you introduce?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, today you are seeing Tolerance. Tolerance is a game about 16th to 17th century England, like when England was turning from Catholicism to Protestantism. It's not about religion, it's about history. Everyone in this game plays this kind of role. So you could be, for instance, Gregory. Gregory is a highway robber who wants to kill everyone.
Yeah.
So this gives an idea what kind of things does your character want to do. Where we have also, for instance, George, who is a devoted Catholic, and he wants to be, doing the God's good deeds by killing Protestants. We have also a devoted Protestant, Ned, who actually wants to do exactly the opposite of what George does. So unlike with many other trick-taking games, in this one, what you do is based on your character. So if I play with Hans, we would have very likely quite opposite means and aims of what we do.
Yeah.
Before we go into the details of how the game works, let's explain that the game is played in 3 hands, each hand representing an era of one of these monarchs. So the first monarch is Queen Mary, then we have Queen Elizabeth. Queen Mary was also known the Bloody Mary, and she was very good at killing Protestants. Then we had Queen Elizabeth, who was tolerant, so hence name Tolerance, and King James, who was then later on very good at killing Catholics. So these 3 hands are representing the like reigns of those monarchs. Okay. So normally the one that is needed out of these cards is in the game deck, but I have now prepared sample hands. So let's assume that we would have 4 players. So Hans decides that he wants to start the game with a peasant number 12. Yeah. Well, I don't have a bigger peasant, but I need to lead with. I need to follow the lead by playing the same color. And the next player plays this card, and the last player doesn't have a green card, or maybe he has, but wild card can always be played, and nonetheless. So out of these, Hans wins because Hans's number is the largest. So then we will put these in a numeric order, because then we need to resolve all the cards in numeric order. So Hans's card will say that collect all the taxes from every peasant. So then you calculate all the numeric values, 0, 0, 1, and 0, and write it down in here. So
get a coin?
Yes, to get a coin. So then Hans would get a coin in his own sheet like this. And then we would go to the next card. The next card says that collect all piety. So, holiness points from all the green cards. 0, 1, and 2. And this one is Protestant piety, and that one is Catholic piety. So you would add 1 here and 1 here, and you already had 1 more of money. So those 2 cards would do that. This doesn't have any effects, but in the end, the last card is still resolved, and this says kill 1 card. So what you would have to do then is that you need to choose which one of these are going to die. And let's assume that we didn't like the plowman, so we would, because it's a Protestant. You can choose which one would you like. So then you would put it here in the deceased Protestants. Everyone has their own playmat. So this is for the living and this is for the dead. So this one would go here in the living Catholics, and living Catholics.
3 Catholics, I think.
Yeah. And then you killed the Protestant. You could have also done, because this didn't specify who do you need to kill, you could have also killed one of the Catholics, and it certainly depends on your role that what you should really do. And all of those things are written down here in the score sheet. This is score for the first era, score for the second era, score for the third era, and in the end, the total score. So that's who wins the game.
King fixed, right?
Yes, yes. So this is Queen Mary, Queen Elizabeth, and King James.
Yep.
So let's take a little bit more complicated example of what kind of things there can be. So let's assume that Hans plays today a right lover. It's a noble number 7. I'll play a noble number 9, and then the other guys will play 6 and 1. So I would win with my 9. Then you take again the cards and put these in numeric order. And we have here an example where Catherine de Medici first gathers all piety from all the blue cards, so from all of those, and all the purple cards, there are none on this hand. So 4 points, 3 points, 4 points, and 1 point. A lot of piety that I would need to mark. Then right lover doesn't have any effect, but then Guy Fawkes would kill all of the Protestants. So this would die, and depending on the game round, this could also die. This symbol here means that it's whatever king or queen decides. So on the very first age, these are all Catholics. On the second age, they are neutral because Elizabeth was tolerant. And on the third, they are Protestants. But if this is the third round, this would also die. But if it's not the third round, they would not die. And all of the others will go again for the living. So this is how the basic game works, and the game ends, or the round ends, when the first player runs out of their cards. This is taking something like 60 minutes to play, requires 3 to 5 players, and if you are into trick-taking games, this will certainly offer you something quite different. Let me explain one important thing about this, because on the back side of all of these, you will see that there is Bertram the balance. This is meaning that you can play this game also as a symmetric mode where everyone has the same aims. So it's to teach the basic mechanics of the game, so you can all use this side. So you can see that there are several Bertram the balance. And when you have graduated from Bertram the balance, typically after one game, then you turn into the real role. These are much better, much more interesting, and then all of you have different goals. And the game also comes with third mode, so then you are actually playing on this side, but you are not showing this to anyone, so you are showing only this side. So when you keep it on your table, it's like this, and then you can secretly look at, oh, I'm Ned. And then there is a level of social deduction that then you need to try to guess that, could Hans be playing George or maybe Margaret? So that's how tolerance is played.
Yeah. Then this is someone. This is the kind of trick-taking, right?
Yes.
And we must scoring every round.
Yes. So scoring takes place at the end of every hand. So you start with 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this could be your starting hand.
Yeah.
So you have this time 4 nobles, 2 wild cards. Wild card matches any color, but the numbers are always fixed, so it's not really a joker. And then we have 2 peasants, 1 townsfolk, and 1 clergy. It seems that we have even the Pope.
Yeah.
So these are the cards that you play in one era, one reign of king or queen, and you play 3 hands of 10 cards,
Yeah.
and then that's the end of the game. And after end of each hand, you will have one scoring that you mark down here. So this is like the first scoring, second scoring, third scoring, and then you just count together the points in here.
Then we will play 30 cards.
30 cards, yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Then, oh, then we have more time, about 5 minutes.
Well, let me explain that we have also our next trick-taking game called Justice,
Justice, yeah.
which is coming to Kickstarter, and I really hope that you have time to take a look at it. I can give you a prototype copy,
Okay.
That's going to be in Kickstarter on the 23rd of October. It's telling a story about the Dwarven legal system where we are all judges,
Yeah.
and we want to determine if someone is guilty or not, and if they deserve to get punishment or not. It's a fully asymmetric trick-taking game, somewhat similar than what this is,
Yeah.
maybe a bit quicker, and well, it's not out of real history,
Yeah.
because what I have to point out is that all the artwork here, except 2 cards, are actually real art from the 16th and 17th century, including the box art and so on. So, but obviously, the next game, Justice, when it's about fantasy world, it cannot be using real graphics from fantasy world.
Then when it will be start running?
23rd of October, so in 2.5 weeks, and in Kickstarter.
Okay, very good. Okay, I will show you in my channel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you it is another but you are selling our games.
Yes, we are indeed.
Free.
That's actually true. So
Yeah.
if you need a Creed in Essen, you should actually visit booth 4. A124, and the Creed is available there at 32 euros, and that's his game.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And
Pleasure of being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
okay. Thank
So,
you. Yeah.
see you.
See you.